So let's talk about Ikigai and how, yeah, you stumbled upon Ikigai. So when did that happen?
So I stumbled across Ikigai, well, like most people, the Venn diagram that comes up on all the Google searches, which hopefully you are going to influence that. Um, and I bought Hector Garcia's book on Ikigai and, the Japanese secret to happiness and long lasting life. But then after that, I still found it quite obscure and out of reach. I was kind of confused
Hmm.
of what it was at that point. Then Trudy Boyle at the Toto Institute talked about Ikigai with such passion, and her bringing Ikigai into her work with terminally ill people, and that they could use Ikigai to really live fully, even with their illness. So that kind of sparked my memory. And then by chance, I stumbled across the Ikigai tribe and you. And did your course, and that completely changed my course, and I understood the Japanese, the authentic Ikigai, which is what you are wanting to get out there. And it's something that I've incorporated in my own life and every day, and also with my clients as well. So thank you, Nick.
Oh, thank you. It's been interesting actually because every so often I'll get an email from you saying, "Oh, can I use this image?" or "Do you have this as a slide?" or and I'm like, "Oh, awesome. You're using it." So I'm always, yeah, very supportive of people who use Ikigai. And yeah, you're right. You've sort of touched on it was very important for me to find some evidence and not just talk about what I thought Ikigai could be. So there has been a wonderful journey, interviewing all these amazing people, both Japanese and non-Japanese, who've either researched the concept that they've written on it, or they actually try to implement it to help others or and help themselves. And it's funny how for Japanese, it's a word they don't use often, and usually their ikigai source is something quite humble, a relationship, a hobby, a pet. But behind it all, there's this fascinating growing body of research. I'm always using this phrase, growing body of research, because that's what's happening from the 60s with the research
Yeah.
pioneer Miyako Kamiya to Ken Mogi writing a book, or the work of Shintaro Kono and how it relates to leisure or ibasho and all these sub theories like ibasho. And so I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And I'm so, yeah, happy that you're using it. So do you want to talk about how you've used it? Because I know you've done several speeches and presentations. So yeah,
Yeah.
how have you used it, and what's the response you're getting from your audience and clients?
Yeah. I mean, there's such a link with Morita therapy and attention, because if you think about, where our minds go, like dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, and none of those things are happening in the here and now. And if we can use our attention to bring us back into the here and now, we're more likely to tap into our ikigai. And that's what I'm trying to, well, I am coaching with my individual clients, is to I call it being a joy hunter. And especially if somebody just feels like their life's not, doesn't have any meaning and joy in it. And Greg Creech, I think it was Greg that said, even in the darkest days, you will find moments of joy. And that's Ikigai.
Mm.
It's going out, even if I'm having a really bad day and all these emotions are coming up, if I can just pause or just stop and look out the window, or just sit for a moment and enjoy my cup of coffee, that's when you can tap into ikigai, and it's almost like these moments of reprieve from all the other stuff that's going on. So that's kind of with my individual clients, and I think that's been the biggest impact, is no matter what's going on, you can find joy in your life. And with the presentations, I think the response has been really, really good. It's almost like there's this relief that it's not a Venn diagram, and you don't have to get paid for it, and it's not something that you've got to go out and search for. But it's actually there to be. I think in that last podcast there's the word cultivated.
Yeah.
And it's I find that what people are doing is recognizing what their ikigai is when they haven't actually connected that before. So, there was one guy that was on that said surfing is his ikigai, and he'd never thought about it that before, but now it's got this meaning. It's like, I love surfing.
Wow.
When he's out there, he just felt this, again, like connection with nature. I'm sure it's like you're out on the sea and riding these waves, and it's amazing. And so, and either that, or I've had, people write to me and say that they are going to start recognizing what their ikigai is, or they're going to start a hobby that they hadn't, that they'd been putting off. And I think we're so busy, and we're busy with deadlines and busy with life and getting places and kids going to activities and all that sort of stuff. And even if you can find 5 minutes between waiting for your kids to put their shoes on and getting out the door, there's an opportunity there to just tap into something. It's really amazing. Ikigai has just had such a huge impact on me. It really has had such a positive impact on my life. It's been amazing.